Yo gamers, welcome back to the channel where we don't just talk about games, we live them, smiling face with sunglasses. And today, oh boy, we're diving into some of the most insane upcoming games that are about to drop. Games so wild that your GPU might file a complaint. From ancient ninja legends making a bloody comeback to mysterious worlds that feel like Studio Ghibli went dark mode. This list has everything. So grab your snacks, drop a like if you love gaming more than sleep, which, let's be honest, we all do, and let's jump straight into the chaos. 1. Ninja Gaiden 4. The return of the ultimate shinobi. Alright, first up, the legend returns. Ninja Gaiden 4. Yes, you heard that right. Ryu Hayabusa, the OG of high-skill combat, the man who slices enemies faster than you can say controller drift, is finally back. Now, it's been over a decade since the last Ninja Gaiden, and fans have been begging for this comeback. Team Ninja apparently listened, and from early leaks and whispers, this one's going full next-gen brutality. We're talking fluid sword combat, insane parries, and unforgiving bosses that make Elden Ring's Malenia look like a warm-up. But here's the real twist. Reports say Ninja Gaiden 4 could take a semi-open world approach. Imagine exploring stealth zones, upgrading your ninja tools, and launching surprise attacks on demon fortresses at night, all with that signature lightning-fast combat. And rumor has they're introducing a new co-op mechanic. Yeah, imagine teaming up with another ninja online to pull off dual assassinations. That's the kind of chaos I live for. This game isn't just a sequel, it's a resurrection. And honestly, it could bring back that old-school challenge gaming's been missing. 2. The Grass of Genesis. Mystery meets mythology. Next up, something totally different. The Grass of Genesis. Okay, this one's giving heavy art meets mystery vibes. It's one of those games that makes you question reality while you're still trying to figure out the controls. Faced with tears of joy. Visually, it looks stunning, like someone mixed Death Stranding, Journey, and a Miyazaki movie together. The landscapes are lush, eerie, and oddly peaceful, until something strange happens in the distance. The story? Still under wraps. But what we know is that it's a surreal, narrative-driven adventure about life, rebirth, and the cycle of nature. You play as a wanderer in a world that's constantly changing. Plants grow in real time, seasons shift dynamically, and your choices literally shape the environment. There's no traditional combat here. Instead, it's about exploration, discovery, and maybe a little existential crisis along the way. 3. Aikode, the dream project of a solo dev. Background: emotional orchestral synth music. Now this one's special, and I mean really special. Aikode is being developed by just one person. Yep, one guy, making a full-blown next-gen action RPG. Take a second to process that. This game looks like it was made by a full studio, but no, it's all passion and insane talent. The visuals are jaw-dropping, the world feels alive, and the combat, ooh, it's like Nier Automata met Final Fantasy 16 and had a stylish baby. You play as a character named Toad in a haunting world filled with mechanical beings, forgotten gods, and mysterious AI-driven souls. There's a lot of emotional storytelling packed behind those flashy fights, and the soundtrack alone could make you tear up. Every trailer feels like art, and if the final game delivers even half of what we've seen, Aikode could become one of the most inspiring indie success stories ever. It's giving made with love energy, not made by committee. Respect to the dev for going all in. 4. Turok Origins. Dinosaur hunting is back. Okay, it's time to bring out the big T-Rex. Turok Origins, the return of the dinosaur-slaying classic. Old-school gamers, you know the drill. Back in the day, Turok was the ultimate guy with a bow fighting dinosaurs fantasy. Now, it's coming back, rebuilt from the ground up for modern platforms, and it looks absolutely insane. Unreal Engine 5 visuals, lush prehistoric jungles, and dinosaurs so detailed you can literally see every scale. But here's what's cool, it's not just a reboot. Origins is said to dive deep into the mythology behind Turok's tribe, the Lost Land, and how this ancient hunter became legend. So expect more storytelling, survival mechanics, and crazy creative weapons, like plasma bows and tech-enhanced spears. Imagine sneaking through a foggy jungle, hearing raptors closing in, and realizing your ammo's out. That's the kind of tension we've been missing. If they nail the pacing and atmosphere, Turok Origins could be the comeback no one saw coming. And honestly, I'm so ready to get eaten alive by dinosaurs again. 5. Little Devil Inside. Dark humor meets adventure. And now, let's talk about Little Devil Inside. This game has been in the works for years, and every time it shows up, it looks more charming, more bizarre, and more unforgettable. You play as an explorer for hire, taking contract to hunt monsters, investigate paranormal events, and survive in a world that feels both classy and creepy at the same time. Think of it as Dark Souls meets Wes Anderson. The art style, minimalist and clean. The humor, dry, dark, and British-level sarcastic. Faced with tears of joy. But don't be fooled by the cute look. The world is brutal. You'll manage resources, travel across vast open areas, and even deal with random weather and monsters that can mess you up fast. It's the kind of game that'll make you laugh 1 second and cry the next, or rage quit after getting stomped by a slightly aggressive sheep. Every new trailer shows more personality, more charm, and more polish. Honestly, Little Devil Inside feels like one of those indie gems that's just waiting to explode in popularity once it finally drops. 6. The Lost Heaven, a city of shadows and secrets. Music, moody synth with distant thunder. Alright, starting off strong at number 6, The Lost Heaven. Now don't let the name fool you. This isn't some angelic utopia. This is the kind of city where dreams go to die and then respawn in a darker corner. Smiling face with sunglasses. The Lost Heaven is a noir-inspired open-world game dripping in atmosphere. Imagine LA Noire and Cyberpunk 2077 had a gritty, crime-fueled baby. This is it. You play as a private investigator trying to solve a chain of murders while juggling mobsters, dirty politicians, and tech gone rogue. The game blends third-person exploration, deep branching dialogue, and cinematic decision-making that actually matters. Every choice pushes the city one way or another, into chaos or order. And the visuals? Absolute fire. Neon reflections, wet streets, glowing signs. It's like walking through a painting made of rain and regret. If you love stories with moral gray zones and that no one's innocent vibe, The Lost Heaven might just steal your heart and your hard drive space. 7. Beyond Good and Evil 2, The Galaxy Awaits Again. Music, epic orchestral with sci-fi drums. Now this is legendary. Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been in development for what feels like a century, but finally, it's starting to look like a real thing again. This prequel takes us back to a universe filled with pirates, strange species, and planets so detailed you'll get lost just watching the trailers. You play as your own customizable space outlaw, building your crew, flying your ship, and exploring massive open worlds. And when I say massive, I mean planet-sized massive. You can literally take off from the ground, fly into orbit, and visit another world, all seamlessly. No load screens, no boundaries, just your freedom. The developers at Ubisoft say they're building one of the most ambitious universes ever created in game. And if they can actually pull it off, this might be the Starfield killer we never saw coming. But honestly, I'm just here for the space monkeys and the chaos. 8. Vigilancer 2099, The Blade Runner Dream. Music, heavy synthwave beat, city hum in background. Okay, Cyberpunk fans, this one's for you. Vigilancer 2099. This game is basically Blade Runner meets GTA. You play as a bounty hunter roaming a massive neon-drenched city where everything is alive. Drones, vehicles, citizens, even billboards trying to sell you stuff while you chase criminals across rooftops. The coolest part? This game started as a solo project too. Just one developer originally, building his dream sci-fi world, and now it's evolved into a full-on next-gen experience. You'll be flying hover bikes, hacking systems, and taking down bounties with intense third-person combat and slick animations. The city feels alive, like actually alive, with vertical exploration, crowds reacting to your actions, and that gritty 80s future aesthetic. It's giving Cyberpunk 2077, but without the bugs. Fingers crossed, faced with tears of joy. If this delivers, it could easily become one of the most stylish and addictive open worlds of the decade. 9. Tides of Annihilation, The End of All Worlds. Now let's move from futuristic skylines to pure, epic fantasy chaos. Tides of Annihilation is one of those games that looks like a cinematic trailer until you realize, wait, that's actual gameplay. Set in a dying world where ancient gods have awakened from the deep, this action RPG puts you in the role of a warrior chosen to face the final storm. A literal tide of destruction that consumes everything. Think Dark Souls mixed with God of War. Huge bosses, fluid combat, and a lore so deep you might need a notebook to keep up. But what really stands out here is the atmosphere. The world feels haunted. Every ruined temple, every thunderstorm, every shadow has a story. And the combat, fast, brutal, and absolutely beautiful. You'll wield magic and steel, upgrade through skill trees, and uncover the truth behind the world fall. If you're into dark, emotional epic that tests your reflexes and your sanity, Tides of Annihilation is calling your name. 10. The Expanse, Osiris Reborn, the next great space odyssey. And at number 10, we're heading into the final frontier. The Expanse, Osiris Reborn takes inspiration from the legendary sci-fi series The Expanse, but this one's a whole new story, new crew, new mystery, same political space chaos. You play as the commander of the ship Osiris, exploring the edge of known space where humanity's greed meets alien secrets. The focus is on choices and consequences, deep character interactions, and ship-based exploration that feels like a mix between Mass Effect and Starfield. But the real hook? You can freely walk through your entire ship, manage your crew, explore planets in first or third person, and make choices that affect alliances and survival. It's cinematic, immersive, and surprisingly grounded in science. Not QQ laser fantasy, but realistic space physics and human tension. And the visuals? Holy moly. Zero-G movement, real-time lighting, reflections off your helmet. It looks like NASA got an Unreal Engine upgrade. If The Expanse, Osiris Reborn nails its storytelling and world design, it might just redefine what a space RPG RPG can be. 11. Blackwood, the town that shouldn't exist. Alright, gamers, it's time to leave the neon cities behind and head somewhere much darker. Blackwood sounds peaceful, right? Wrong. This game looks like what would happen if Alan Wake and Resident Evil had a terrifying love child. Set in a mysterious small town surrounded by endless forests, you arrive after a strange call for help and immediately realize something seriously wrong. People disappear, shadows move on their own, and the fog has a heartbeat. Yeah, you heard me. The fog has a heartbeat. Skull. This is a psychological horror adventure built on Unreal Engine 5, packed with eerie lighting, atmospheric sound design, and those I'm not turning around right now moments. But it's not just jump scares. Blackwood wants to mess with your head. The story slowly unravels through diaries, radio signals, and nightmares that bleed into reality. If you liked Alan Wake 2, this is absolutely one to watch. Just maybe don't play it alone at 3 a.m. 12. Babylon X, humanity's last rebellion. Okay, next up, Babylon X. And holy smokes, this game looks insane. Set in a distant future where Earth is a myth and humanity lives under an all-controlling AI regime, Babylon X throws you right into the rebellion. You play as one of the exiled, a soldier stripped of identity and sent to destroy the digital empire from within. It's a mix of Deus Ex, Destiny, and The Matrix, with fast-paced combat, hacking, and deep moral choices. The coolest part? Every mission can be approached your way: stealth, full assault, or cyber infiltration. The world reacts dynamically depending on your actions. Wipe out a data hub, surveillance drops, blow up an energy core, expect blackouts and chaos. And the visuals? Absolutely stunning. Towering futuristic cities, neon-lit cathedrals, and robotic enemies that look straight out of a sci-fi fever dream. If they deliver what they're teasing, Babylon X could be the next big cyber-futuristic hit. 13. Zoopunk, chaos in the concrete jungle. Now this one's wild. Zoopunk. Imagine a dystopian world where animals evolved, took over cities, and turned society into a chaotic, species-divided war zone. Yeah, this game's premise is nuts, and I love it. You play as a genetically modified mercenary, half human, half animal, trying to survive in a futuristic city run by gangs, corporations, and literal talking lions in business suits. Faced with tears of joy. Gameplay-wise, it's a third-person open-world action RPG with shooting, parkour, and insane stylized visuals. Think Cyberpunk 2077, but everyone's a hybrid mutant on caffeine. The devs are calling it Biopunk, and honestly, the world design looked jaw-dropping. Graffiti-filled alleys, animal-themed hoverbikes, and clubs blasting techno as wolves and eagles do shady deals in the back. If you're into chaotic worlds with attitude and absurd style, Zoopunk might just be your new obsession. 14. Beautiful light, art, emotion, and the end of the world. After all that chaos, let's slow it down a bit. Beautiful Light is one of those rare games that doesn't just want to entertain you, it wants to move you. Set in a dying world bathed in eternal sunset, you play as a wanderer seeking the last remnants of beauty before the light fades forever. The visuals are breathtaking, hand-painted environments, soft lighting, and a soundtrack that'll absolutely break your heart. Broken Heart. The gameplay blends exploration, environmental storytelling, and light puzzles. No combat, no rush, just you, the world, and your thoughts. It's giving Journey meets Grief, peaceful, melancholic, and profound. And honestly, it's the kind of game you finish and then just sit there, staring at the credits, thinking about life. If you love emotional storytelling and artful design, Beautiful Light might be one of the most unforgettable experiences of the decade. 15. Thorgal, the Viking legend returns. Alright, enough calm. Time to grab your axe. Thorgal is based on the legendary Belgian comic series, and it's shaping up to be a cinematic, story-driven action-adventure that blends Norse mythology with deep sci-fi elements. Yeah, Vikings and space. I know, that sounds insane, but that's Thorgal. You play as a warrior caught between the gods and the stars, trying to protect your family while uncovering the truth behind ancient alien visitors. Combat looks weighty and tactical, similar to God of War Ragnarok, but with more grounded, survival-based gameplay, crafting, archery, and exploration through brutal Nordic landscapes. What's cool is the tone. It's not just angry Viking smash. It's a deeply emotional narrative about fate, family, and freedom. If you love Norse vibes, but want something fresh and mysterious, Thorgal could surprise everyone. 16. Directive 8020 Space Horror Isolation. And rounding off today's list, something to make your skin crawl. Directive 8020, a new entry in Supermassive Games' Dark Pictures anthology. And yes, they're going full sci-fi horror this time. The story kicks off on a deep space colony ship searching for a new home for humanity until something goes terribly wrong. You wake up alone, the ship's systems are corrupted, and your crewmates? Well, let's just say they're not entirely human anymore. Flushface. Expect branching storylines, cinematic choices, and brutal consequences. Every decision can save or doom your entire crew, just like Until Dawn or The Quarry. But now it's all happening in zero gravity, with malfunctioning AI systems whispering your name. The visuals are eerie, the tension is constant, and the atmosphere is pure nightmare fuel. If you love horror in space, think Dead Space, but with more storytelling and less ammo. Directive 8020 is absolutely one to watch in 2026. 17. Bleak Haven, a town beyond redemption. Kicking off the final stretch, we have Bleak Haven. Now, if you thought Blackwood was creepy, welcome to a whole new level. This is a gothic horror RPG set in a town cursed by centuries of dark rituals. Every street corner hides secrets, every mansion tells a story, and yes, some shadows will literally follow you, face screaming in fear. Gameplay blends survival, investigation, and tactical combat. You'll scavenge for resources, uncover conspiracies, and fight grotesque monsters, all while keeping your sanity intact. The aesthetic is pure nightmare fuel. Decaying architecture, fog-drenched streets, and candlelight casting more terror than comfort. Think Bloodborne meets Amnesia, but with a full open-world twist. If you love exploring dark, twisted worlds that keep you on edge, Bleak Haven is basically made for your next sleepless night. 18. Dark Mass, the gravity of doom. Next up, we're blasting off into the void with Dark Mass. This one's pure sci-fi horror. You play as a crew sent to investigate a derelict space station floating near a black hole, and shocker, things go very wrong. Aliens, zero-gravity chases, and psychological terror await. The gameplay emphasizes survival and strategy, limited resources, puzzles in zero-G, and creatures that blend into the shadows of the station. Every decision counts. One wrong move, and you could be a permanent part of the Dark Mass. Grimacing face. It's giving serious Dead Space vibes with a modern polish, next-gen lighting, and physics-based horror mechanics. This is perfect for anyone who loves the tension of isolation, cosmic horror, and getting your heart rate to 200 BPM without even moving a finger. 19. Nazralath, the Fallen World, epic fantasy chaos. Now let's step into Nazralath, the Fallen World, a brutal, sprawling fantasy RPG where gods have fallen and the world is in chaos. You play as a lone hero navigating war-torn land filled with giant monsters, rival factions, and ancient magic. The combat is fast-paced and tactical, with melee, magic, and ranged systems that allow for crazy combo setups. What makes this one insane is the world itself. Dynamic weather, fully destructible environments, and epic boss fights that scale in size depending on your party. Basically, if you've ever wanted to throw a dragon into a castle just to see what happens, this is your game. And the lore? Deep. So much world building that you could spend weeks just reading codex entries and still want more. If you're a fan of Elden Ring, Dragon Age, or games that feel like living fantasy novels, Nazralath is going to hit all the right notes. 20. Anno 117, Pax Romana, build an empire, shape history. And finally, number 20, Anno 117, Pax Romana. Yes, we're ending strong with a historical strategy epic. Set during the height of the Roman Empire, you're tasked with managing cities, armies, trade, and diplomacy. But it's not just build and click. Your decisions have real consequences. Rebellions, alliances, and war can spring up at any moment. Visuals are stunning, with sprawling cities, detailed marketplaces, and realistic battle sequences. You'll manage resources, expand territories, and even negotiate with rival emperors. It's the perfect mix of micromanagement, grand strategy, and historical immersion. Basically, if you've ever wanted to rule Rome without leaving your chair, here's your chance. And there you have it, gamers. All 20 of the most insane upcoming games that are about to take 2025 and 2026 by storm. Smiling face with sunglasses. Which one are you most hyped for? Are you ready to slice through demons in Ninja Gaiden 4? Get lost in the dreamy world of beautiful light, or survive cosmic horror in Dark Mass? Let me know in the comments. I need to see which game has you losing sleep first. Face with tears of joy. If you love this countdown, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss any epic gaming news or insane upcoming game reveals. And hey, share this video with your squad, because nothing's better than arguing about which game you'll spend your next 100 hours on. Alright gamers, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your controllers charged, your snacks ready, and your hype levels at maximum.